Did you know that modernism was a literary movement that emerged in the early 19th century and continued in the mid 20th century? It is typically associated with the period after World War One. According to the Kennedy Center of the University of Toledo, modernism focused on breaking traditional forms and conventions by exploring new styles and techniques in literature. One of the key elements of modernism is the stream of consciousness, writing style. Want to learn more about modernism? Let's dive deeper into this fascinating literary movement.
With the revolution of industrialization, people moved to urban centers in search of jobs and better living conditions. This also meant that technology is advancing with innovations such as telephones, automobiles, and electricity that transform daily life. But guys, do you know these technologies made transportation faster, communication easier, and homes more comfortable and efficient? Along with all the advancement, societal norms started to change significantly during the modernist period. Women entered the workforce, gained rights to vote, and even fought for greater equality and independence. But what does it mean when art, music, and even literature is introduced to modernism? For art, modernists embrace new techniques and perspectives, breaking away from traditional forms. The emergence of Cubism, Futurism, Surrealism, and Abstract Expressionism is due to experimentation and it is subjective to experiences.
As for music, jazz became a popular genre, with its improvisational style becoming a symbol of modernist music which reflects the era's break from classical traditions. Do you still remember the key element that was mentioned early on the stream of consciousness, writing, and narratives exploring their inner thoughts and fragmented realities? And what about the significance of this era? You might ask, let's have a look.
This is an era marked by profound change, a time when the world as we knew it was being reshaped by forces both technological and philosophical. It was a period of incredible upheaval, but also of boundless creativity and exploration. The first defining characteristic of this era is its break from tradition. The world was undergoing rapid urbanization and industrialization. Cities were exploding with new life, fueled by the rise of factories and the influx of people seeking opportunity. This shift from rural life to urban life had a profound impact on society and culture.
The advancements in technology were staggering. New inventions like the steam engine and the telegraph revolutionized transportation, communication, and the very fabric of daily life. This technological revolution, however, also brought about new challenges like pollution, overcrowding, and the rise of a new working class. But amidst the chaos, a new spirit of creativity emerged. Artists, writers, and thinkers rejected the rigid rules of the past, embracing innovation and experimentation. They challenged traditional forms of art, music, and literature, paving the way for new styles and movements.
The second defining characteristic of this era is its philosophical and psychological exploration. The rapid changes in society and the individual's place within it led to question the meaning of life, the nature of reality, and the nature of the human psyche.
The focus shifted from external forces to the inner consciousness. Philosophies like existentialism emerged, emphasizing individual freedom and responsibility in a world devoid of inherent meaning. Psychologists like Sigmund Freud delved into the depths of the human mind, exploring the unconscious and its influence on behavior.
This era, marked by its turbulent transition and introspective exploration, left an indelible mark on the world. It laid the foundation for modern society, shaped our understanding of the human condition, and continues to inspire artists and thinkers today. This is just a glimpse into the significance of this era as we continue to grapple with the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. It is crucial to understand the root of our current reality, the lesson learned, and the enduring legacy of change and exploration.
Like a skein of loose silk blown against a wall, she walks by the railing of a park in Kensington Gardens, and she is dying piecemeal of a sort of emotional anemia. And round about there is a rebel of the filthy, the sturdy, unkillable infants of the very poor, and they shall inherit the earth. In her is the end of breeding. Her boredom is exquisite and excessive. She would like someone to speak to her, and is almost afraid that I will commit the indiscretion. This is a short, sentimental, and underrated poem about growth and beauty by Ezra Pound. Ezra Pound's work is a lesser known work that often gets overlooked, but the message behind contains a powerful reminder to never ignore potential for growth and beauty in our lives. The poem describes emotional conflict caused by changes in the upper and lower classes of England during the ending months of World War One. And the lesson that we can learn from the poem is the importance of taking care of our inner selves. Just as a garden that needs care and attention to flourish, we also need time to invest our efforts into our personal growth and well being.
So, I would like to talk about the analysis of the poem The Garden by Ezra Pound. Firstly, the strength, vivid imagery, and precision. One of the primary strengths of the garden is its vivid imagery and precision of the language, which are hallmark of the imagery movement. Pound uses concise and evocative description to paint a clear picture of a woman's emotional and physical state. For an example, the opening line, which says, like a skein of loose silk blown against a wall, she walks by the railing of a path in the Kensington Garden. This simile not only creates a delicate and almost ghostly image of the woman, but also conveys a sense of fractal displacement. The weakness, limited pose of abstraction. A potential weakness of the garden, it is limited scope and somehow abstract nature. While the poem brevity and focus on a single figure are strength in the terms of image's precision, they can also be seen as limitation. Compare and contrast. Ezra Pound's The Garden and Leslie Eliot The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Comparison. Modernist theme. Both Pound and Eliot are central figures in the modernist movement, and their works shares common theme of elite decay and the fragmentation of society. In The Garden, the woman represents the decay and elitation of the upper class, while in the love songs of J. Alfred Prufrock, Eliot explores the inner turmoil and indecisions of the modern individual. Both poems reflect the disillusionment of existential characteristics of the early 20th century. The construct, scope, and structure. While The Garden is a short, concentrated poem that focuses on a single scene and a character, The Love Songs is a much longer, more expansive work. Eliot poems encompasses a wide range of scenes, thoughts, and emotions reflecting and fragmented nature of modern existence. The structure of Prufrock is more complex, with its shifting perspectives and terms of consequences style, whereas The Garden maintains a more straightforward, linear, attractive tone and approach. Pound's tone in the poem The Garden is more detached and observational. Reflecting the image's emphasis on objective presentation, the poem offers a snapshot of a moment and a character, inviting readers to draw their own conclusion. In contrast, Eliot preferred in deeply introspective and personal, immersing readers in the protagonist's inner world. The tone is more conversational and confessional, creating a direct connection between Crawford and the reader. For the conclusion of this analysis, Ezra Pound's The Garden and the Taste of Eliot, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock both exemplify key aspects of modern poetry, such as vivid imagery and the themes of elation. However, they differ significantly in scope, structure, and tone. Poe's poem is concise, imagistic portrayal of social decay, while Eliot's work is sprawling, introspective exploration of individual acts. These differences highlight the diverse approaches within the modernist movement, demonstrating how each poet uniquely contributes to the era literary landscape.
For creative interpretation, you could explore themes of protection, guardianship, and passage of time. While the poem is short, it employs imagery and symbolism to convey its deeper meaning. Did you know that the poem vividly describes a wealthy woman walking in Kensington Garden, a fashionable area in London? This setting contrasts the beauty and tranquility of the garden with the internal emptiness and dissatisfaction of the woman. After World War II, Pound was declared mentally unfit to stand trial for treason and was committed to St. Elizabeth Hospital in Washington, D.C. He spent 12 years there, during which time he continued to write and receive visits from literary friends. For last fun fact, Ezra Pound was fluent in multiple languages including French, Italian, Latin, and Ancient Greek. His linguistic prowess is evident in his poetry, which often includes references and quotation in various languages.